Hello, I'm the Eternal Newbie. The extra L is for Leviathan. As in today we're going to talk about a Leviathan-sized Dungeons & Dragons red flag. If you haven't heard of them, red flags are warnings. And there are two types. Personal and get out. Personal means what may be a red flag to you might be fine for me and vice versa. For example, 99% of my characters fall into either the A, stupid, or B, smartass categories. I love playing funny characters, and honestly, I don't think I've ever played a 100% serious character. So if you are looking to play a serious, gritty game, and I introduce my character, The Law, who's a mix of Sylvester Stallone and Rob Schneider's characters from Judge Dredd, this could be a red flag to you. The other kind, the Get Out red flag, is a warning that is going to ruin the game 99% of the time with a margin of error of plus 1%. Today, I'm talking about one of the big ones, character possession. Character possession is when your character gets possessed by an outside force occasionally, be it a monster, god, or whatever. In my experience, this is a red flag that can be seen from space. It's like the old, it's what my character would do, but somehow worse. Because it's when you do all the stuff so bad, your character actually wouldn't do it. It's just an excuse to do reprehensible stuff and say, oh, that wasn't me. The devil, / my god, / evil twin, / grandma spirit made me do it. I was once in a game with a guy who did this. His backstory said that occasionally his warlock patron would take over his body. And by occasionally, he meant all the time. Or so I believe, because we played exactly one session before this tool caused the DM to cancel the entire game. I never did get to play Keep on the Borderlands. As you can probably guess, my patron taking over was code for, I want to be a total ass now. Not to say he wasn't an ass when not possessed, but while possessed, he became Ass-Face McAsshat, king of all asses. Doing all kinds of stupid things, including, but not limited to, hitting on an underage NPC. I'll throw a card to a video up here somewhere, but fair warning, it was one of my earliest videos, so don't expect me to have the, professional polish you've come to expect from one of my super amateurish videos. Whenever I play a possessed character, I always get possessed by a celebrity. Oh, I'm so sorry, but that wasn't me calling you a stupid, useless little twat. It was Natalie Portman. You know, maybe I'm being unfair. This could work sometimes. I mean, the multiverse, if you believe in that kind of stuff, is a huge place, and somewhere, somehow, it's possible that there's been a possessed character who wasn't a giant pain in the rear. Of course, it's also possible unicorns and Bigfoot will begin a bloody war against their mortal enemies, the Smurfs, tomorrow. But hey, if I'm wrong and you've seen it work, great. I would love to hear about it in a comment. Or if you have an experience like mine, I'd also love to hear about that too. In a comment. Basically, leave me a comment, please. It's how I pretend I have real friends.
There's this one time I was possessed by the spirit of Vlad the Impaler, a.k.a. Vlad Tempest Dracula. But only half the time. The other half, it was Betty White who possessed me. R.I.P. Betty. The fun part was deciding which was which for the other players. Little known fact, Vlad was famous worldwide for his killer brownie recipes.
You know, there's a flag in Tunisia that is as big as 19 soccer fields. We're talking 125,000 square meters here, people, which is more than 1 million square feet. I believe it can be seen from space. That's not as big a red flag as this feature I found while looking for material. Allow me to present
God, Avatar.
As a champion of your god, you serve as a representative of them. Moreover, your god can observe the world through you. In very special occasions, your god can take control of your mortal body and walk the mortal plane that way. This usually doesn't happen very often, and it really strains the champion's body to maintain that state for prolonged periods of time. When the god releases control of your body back to you, for each hour they had control, you suffer 1 point of exhaustion, to a maximum of 5 points. While your god has control, you can observe what is happening like a passenger along for a ride. You can also communicate with your god directly, talking to them in your mind. Now, if I'm DMing and you bring this sucker to my table, I'll give you a chance. But at the first sight of spotlighting, it's done. After all, it never said who controls the god, so it could technically be the DM. And I don't know, maybe your god really likes blueberry pancakes and takes over every morning to get their fix. Enjoy that constant level of exhaustion, sucker. Some of you are probably thinking, but Newbie, what about player agency? To which I offer the counter argument of, what about players not being spotlight stealing, game breaking, adversarial, cake fart sniffing munchkins? In all seriousness though, player agency is great, and I try to never step on it until it comes at the expense of the other players. Then I'm going to pull your possession faster than the BBC pulled their Hitler family sitcom. The 90s were a really strange time.
Alright, so how about this for a character idea? By day, I'm a mild-mannered weapon shop clerk named Tayloon. But at night, I get possessed by Michael Myers. The rub is, which Mike Myers is it? The supernatural Halloween killer? Or the always delightful comedian that stole our hearts in Wayne's World? I will never, ever tell. It's both.
So that was one of my personal biggest red flags, the character possession. What about you? What is something you consider a red flag that tells you to stay away? Let me know in the comment. If you have a red flag or something you'd like to see me talk about, leave me a comment about that too. I'm not saying I'm back for good, but as my second channel crashed like the Hindenburg falling into the Titanic, falling into the sun, I'm pretty much back for good. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, play your character. Don't let your character play you.